individually cut art glass. But what makes it truly unique is the fact that it's made up of multicolor art glass designs. You'll see here purples and browns in combinations with yellow that are all within the one given piece, and it gives a real lifelike quality to this flower. Also, textured glass, like this rippled glass piece right here, is another identification of art glass products. So what makes this piece so valuable is the fact that we use so many different pieces to create this design, and that we use very unusual art glass, which gives us a multitude of different colors, and we use textured ripple glass. And this is the trademark of the Quoizel collectible. Another feature of the Quoizel collectible is our authentic bronze patina finish. And as in this table lamp and all of our fixtures, we coordinate all of these component parts. Starting with the table lamp, from the finial to the vase cap to the pull chain and onto the base, all these coordinated parts creates a very authentic finish. One of the other elements that makes the Quoizel collectible so unique is that we use materials like colored glass jewels, like you see here, which adds additional texture and dimension to our shades, which increases the value of our products. And that's the trademark of a Quoizel collectible. Every Quoizel collectible design has a distinctive tag and a label bearing the name of the Quoizel collectible. As you can see here, they are soldered on to the inside of every single shade that we make. In addition to that, we have an exclusive collection called the Laurelton Collection, like the piece right here, which is an exact reproduction of a Louis Comfort Tiffany. We provide you with a certificate of authenticity with every single piece, which verifies that everything about this piece, from the color to the size to the design, is exactly like the Louis Comfort Tiffany original. Our Quoizel collectibles are designs that are investments for today and the antiques of tomorrow, to be handed down from generation to generation. Although Quoizel is known for traditional Tiffany lighting, there's no question that the fashion changes that we see has really inspired us to move in some much more contemporary directions. Some of the examples we have here is a collection called the Prairie Collection, which utilizes the look of a pottery base, much more fluid in its form, and using resin as a material, unlike the metal and the bronze materials that were used back in the old days. We've also done a very unusual layering of the stained glass for the shade. It actually is built on layers. The piece to the right of me is indicative of the turn of the century, the Craftsman series that has a little bit more contemporary look to it. This is an oval shade that utilizes mica, which is like a shale, which is layered in many, many different layers. And then you see solid brass is actually put on as an overlay design to create a design against this very beautiful color backdrop. The base itself, again, goes into a more fluid form, indicative of that same pottery era, and you'll see the mica tag that accompanies that on each of these pieces, describing the actual materials themselves. Some of the other materials that are being utilized are jade, stone, obviously art glass. Ceramics are being used on some of our bases now, and resin is one of the predominant materials because it can be formed so easily. So these new applications is something that you can continue to look for from Quoizel as we try to stay up with the times and the trends and still utilize the Tiffany designs of the old era. One of the concerns that some people have is that the colors in a Tiffany might not match exactly the interior of your home. But today, with all the designs going very eclectic, with different materials and colors, you shouldn't be afraid of that at all. Tiffany's really should be a conversation piece in your home where it has splashes of all these beautiful colors. So although you might not have greens and blues in your interior, even little splashes of red and white, this will really be very, very elegant in any room and will add a lot of life to it. One of the other things that's important to note about the Quoizel collectibles is that many of our designs have families of product, and that allows us to apply to many different places in the home, both over kitchen tables, little piccolo pendants, which are nice little accent pieces, multi-light fixtures that can be used in entranceways, flush mounts and semi-flush mounts. So the fact that we have families of product, you have many different applications that you can apply to the consumer's needs. One of the frequently asked questions is, why is there an oily film on the shades when they come out of the box? Well, the fact of the matter is that's put on to protect the solder and also to create a nice soft luster throughout the whole shade. And there's nothing wrong with keeping it, except that it does tend to attract dirt. So the recommendation is to take a damp cloth, never any chemicals, secure the shade, and then rub down the glass and the bead to remove most of that oil, trying to leave the oil that you do on the beaded area. What you can do for the ongoing care as that oil wears off is that you can use linseed oil, again using the same damp cloth, and applying it back onto the piece, and then you will maintain a very beautiful luster. With the proper care, your Quoizel collectible will last for generations.
Art glass work is a very precise and demanding craft. Quoizel has captured the beauty and the standards originated by Louis Comfort Tiffany in the Quoizel collectible. Each exquisite piece of art is an investment of today, as it is made with the care and quality to ensure its lasting value as a cherished family heirloom for many generations.